Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to SIB HQ. I'm Steve, also known as the Blue Druid, and I normally would have Shazzy sat here, but Shazzy is through in the other room, just chilling out, relaxing, and doing what she needs to do. I should have set all this up earlier, but I kind of always forget. Shazzy, it's currently you're the only one on here, apart from me. I'm Steve, also known as the Blue Druid, and right, let me just there we go. Right, I can mute that down. I can move that over there so I can see that screen. Tonight, I want to talk a bit about other things that make up the paranormal. Things like ufology, which is the study of UFOs. I've forgotten. Cryptozoology, which is the study of things like Bigfoot. Does Bigfoot exist? I'd love to hear your comments on that. Does Bigfoot exist? Hi, Sharon. Shazzy, could you, if I put the link to StreamYard, could you? Oops, where is it? There it is.
Sharon need to.
Yeah, Sharon will need to. Right, sorry. Right, Sharon Barrett. Sorry, Shazzy's going to send you a message about StreamYard. Just inviting you to come. Just click on the link and go. Sorry?
Can't do it from my phone.
You can't do it from your phone? Okay, I'll see if I can send it.
I've got block Steve Jennings or delete content. I can't do anything with it.
Ooh, okay. I'll send it.
Unless I tag her.
Yeah. Would it help if I send you them?
Send me on Messenger.
Bear with me, guys. We're just having a few pro-technical issues, as we like to call them. Right. There you go. Sent it to you, Shaz. You should be able to do that. Okay. So, yes, we are looking at the other things that make up the paranormal. As I say, ufology, cryptozoology, which is something I want to go into tonight.
Nice.
There are various other things that make up the paranormal. It's not just about ghost hunting and going out and using a spirit box or using flashy balls and all those kind of things and getting ghosts and spirits to push them and use their energy. The paranormal covers so many different things. It's a font of many things, shall we say. So that's something we're going to look at tonight. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Lydia. Hi, Sue. Oh, I just need to. I'm just going to open up another page on my computer, guys. One moment, please. So yes, there are three main things that in the paranormal, most paranormal enthusiasts look at, and that is ghost hunting, cryptozoology, and ufology. But also into all of those, you could also add things like crop circles. How are they created? Is it somebody that goes out with a piece of wood, goes clunk, 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 But when you look at them from the sky and they are perfectly round or square, okay. Hi, Nicola. Yeah. So yeah, we're doing something a little bit different tonight, or rather, I am, because Shazzy is moderating and she's also doing bits and pieces through in the lounge. So you've got my face. My hair's going blue again tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. I can't wait because I love having blue hair. So we use StreamYard. We're having a lot of fun with it. It's proving to be an amazing piece of kit, amazing piece of software. It enables us to do things that we've never been able to do before. We can, if we see a comment that's exciting, say for instance that one, which is mine, I can put up that link in there, or talking about something, we can actually click on something. Here we go. Lucy, you don't hear about crop circles anymore. They are still in the news, Lucy. It's just they are no longer important. Nicola, Shazzy is going to send you a link to StreamYard. If you can just click on it, it'll just allow StreamYard to view your Facebook. It doesn't. All it takes is your profile picture, and allows access to your messages, so that I can see you in the studio, because currently I'm on 2 or 3 different screens looking at various bits and pieces about what I want to talk about tonight. So we are. Tonight, cryptozoology. What is it? What's it about? Is it something we should be scared of? Is it something that is relevant to us? I would say yes, as a paranormal investigator, it is relevant. Is it important? Yes, it is, because good evening, Mark. It's about something that is mythological. I'm not going to say mythological creatures, but it's the hunt for creatures that people have seen. Like in Mexico, it's the chupacabra. In America, it's Bigfoot. In the UK, it's the beast of Bodmin. Or Exmoor, the beast of Exmoor. These are all classed as cryptozoological creatures. There have been numerous sightings. Yes, Mark, the study of unknown creatures. We have so many things which are amazing. We don't necessarily see them, but we see the footprints. It's like Loch Ness and Nessie the monster. She comes under cryptozoology because people believe she exists. People have seen sightings of this creature. A lot of scientists come along and go, "Oh, well, that's not possible." There was a team in the 90s at High Samsung. Excuse me a minute. Sorry, I had a piece of skin that was bugging my finger and I just got rid of it. It's not the best way to do it, but it works for me. I don't know who's. I see that Sam's just had hi, Steve. I've got a Facebook user here that's just said hi, Steve, and I have no idea who that is. Dot. Hello, Dot. So yeah, cryptozoology. The Loch Ness monster. There was a scientist, late 90s, early noughties, who decided he was going to map Loch Ness. he had a radar underneath his vessel that was being towed by a little mini cruiser. Okay, one of these ones that you use when you go on the fens or wherever, like a little boat with a cabin, outboard motor. It was towing this radar. Something came up, snapped the radar off, and nobody knows what it was, because all he got was this great big mass approaching the radar, and then there was nothing because the radar was disconnected. They went out the next day, started a different area, same thing happened. Yeah, the Burgess Hill humour. Yeah, when I was on exercise on Exmoor with the British Army, we saw a black panther in the distance. We tracked it across the moor. Then we lost it, and we don't know where it went. This thing, I'm not joking, it was big. It was body size and shape. It was probably the length of a Great Dane. The legs were shorter, but it was huge, and it could move, and it powered away from us very, very rapidly. I've seen things I've seen things I can't explain. And no, I don't mean things like red squirrels, because they're slowly starting to make a comeback back into the UK, so they're no longer creatures we can't unexplain, or creatures that are unknown. So yeah, there are so many different types of creatures across the world. There is a beautiful book. It's called On the Track for the Unknown Animals. It was printed in 1955, and it lists many, many different animals, but the most famous ones being the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, and the Chupacabra. There was a film in the 90s that was called The Relic, which was all about the Chupacabra, but you never actually saw it because nobody actually knows what the Chupacabra looks like. They have an idea. It's been passed down through folklore, where a lot of our unexplained creatures come from. They come from folklore. What is Nessie? Some people think Nessie is a brontosaurus that's got stuck in the lake. Other people think it's a giant serpent. Personally, I think it could be a mixture of both. There are rumors that there are volcanic vents beneath Loch Ness. Might be possible. We don't know, because no one's ever actually managed to get down deep enough to investigate. There could be volcanic vents that go down into the earth where these creatures live. And they could be migrating across the world, wherever, and doing whatever. So, something a little bit different. We have, a lot of people ask, where did the dinosaurs come fit in? We have the Bible, which tells us about the creation of heaven and earth, creation of planets, creation of stars, of everything else. But people say nowhere in the Bible does it state about the creation of dinosaurs. I disagree. Having studied theology and studied a lot of this, it does actually state in Genesis the creation of the behemoth. Now, in early years, the behemoth was the name for a large creature, or a collective of creatures that didn't have a name. They were great beasts that walked the earth, hence the name behemoth. So there are a lot of ideas that all these dinosaurs, because there are so many, and they come in all shapes, all sizes, but we still have living dinosaurs to this day. Look at our reptiles. They are still the same kind of skin layout, the lizards, the snakes, also fish, mammals, sharks, whales, living dinosaurs. It's something that is different, but as a paranormal investigator, which do we go and which unknown creature would you like to go and investigate? Shaz, what would be yours?
What creature?
Yeah, unknown, like Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
So Shazzy wants to go investigate Bigfoot. It's bad. It used to be a case that she just used to look at my shoes, because I used to take a 12.5. And she go, oh look, there's Bigfoot. But no, seriously, Shazzy says she go and look for Bigfoot. There are teams out in America at the moment hunting for Bigfoot. People have seen sightings of this creature for hundreds of years. Yet there are great big footprints on the ground. Great big trees are being pushed over. And it's just one of these things of how do you explain it? You can't. Scientists all say the photographs are false and everything else, but are they just saying that because they want us to stop looking? Yes, Sue, I have read the Bible. When I was 16, I joined a church. I became a Christian. And then when I was, where are we? I'm 12 years ago. No. 8 years ago, I trained to be a vicar. I started my training. I went training in Anglican Church. I went through something called ABM, which is the call to ministry. I went through that, passed through that, and I was accepted. I've read the Bible a few times. I don't agree with everything that's written in it. I can remember asking a very good friend of mine who's a bishop. He's quite a senior bishop in the Anglican Church now. I said, what's the best way to look at the Bible? He said, look at the Bible as being a picture book story. Not everything is there that makes sense, but when you look at it and you read through it, certain things are missed out because there is too much to remember. The Old Testament especially, where you've got so-and-so, son of so-and-so, son of such of this, of that, of the other. But also you have to remember that the names have been modernized to make it more appealing to us from about the 1800s onwards. In early Christian times, the name Daniel didn't exist. It was something totally different. But in order for people to get an understanding of to kind of make it more familiar, the name Daniel was given to this character Daniel, who ended up Mark Green. If an asteroid hit the Earth, let's do this. Here we go. I'll let you guys read it. If an asteroid hit the Earth billions of years ago with microorganisms, oh, good grief, microorganisms on it, you get the start of life on Earth. But where in the universe did that life source come from? That's an interesting question. It obviously came it was part of another planet that exploded, that had life encapsulated inside this rock, bacteria, microorganism, one cell, amoeba, I think it is, one cell creatures, absolutely fantastic. That probably frozen in time, traveled millions of miles across the galaxy, landed on this planet, and boom, life started. Nobody knows where the life source comes from. It's something I don't think we'll ever it's probably going to take thousands of years. Okay. I have a theory, and I've shared this theory before, that when you have, this goes to the pyramids in Egypt. Okay. You've got this vast, expansive desert. A vast, 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 expansive desert. Yet you've got these glorious, wonderful pyramids. We talked about this the other night. How did they manage to drill a perfectly horizontal, level line through a 15-meter piece of rock? Yet it's nearly impossible to do it today. Yet they did it when they built the pyramids 4,000 years ago. My theory is that it was part of an advanced technology that kind of went to war with itself. Okay, it does sound a bit like Stargate and everything else, but what happens if that's true? What happens if it was something like what happens in the film Stargate in the series, that it was a technological fallover or fallout that caused so many people to just commit genocide, and then aliens dropped a nuclear bomb, it wiped out life on that part of Earth, and that's why there's a desert. Because we all know, when we look at the likes of what happened in Chernobyl, the nuclear explosion, nothing can grow, nothing lives. So, but yeah, that's a very valid question, Mark. Where did the life come from? It had to come from somewhere. Unfortunately, the only thing it says in the Bible is that God created, as I say, God created the heavens and the earth. God, it says in 7 days, God did all these things. But when those things were first written, we didn't have the technology that we have now. No, that's not right. We didn't have the calendar time then that we have now, which is all thanks to the Romans and the Gregorian calendar, which is why we now have 7 days. So again, the Bible was written, the translation from the Greek was changed to be in 7 days. God created the heavens and the earth, the planets, all the animals. He created the oceans, the land, everything else. He did this. He changed so much. He made and created so many things. But the way that we were taught to look at it at theology college was each one of those days was 1,000 years. So instead of 7 days, it was 7,000 years. Well, that again, you go to the ancient Greek, you go to the pyramids, they have symbolizations for the planet. They have, I've seen a copy of hieroglyphics where you've actually got what appears to be a spaceship, but it's heading to the planet Saturn. in ancient star charts from the Egyptians that have been translated, they have got planets like Mars, Venus, Saturn, and they have a working knowledge of them. You know, the fact that, you know, we've got the moon, which is our closest planet, or satellite, I should say. It's not, you know, the sun is a gaseous giant which provides the energy for our known universe, of which there are billions now of known universes, thanks to these great big Hubble telescopes and everything else, you know. But when you look at a lot of these things that are there are little clues always in history. When we look at the early Bible, where it talks about Nebuchadnezzar, there was an old Egyptian ruler who was called Nebuchadnezzar. And it's not sure. A lot of theologians still to this day cannot say whether or not the two Nebuchadnezzars were one and the same. You know, but Christianity is only 2,000 years old, because, or is it? You know, has Christianity been here before? And it's just a continuated story. You know, that the Egyptians may have been, you know, the most advanced people on the planet at one point. Their technology was so vast that when they left this planet, they destroyed all life on it, all human life on it, and sent it back to what is now caveman, as we know it. You know, so we really do have to think about what actually happened. You know, the Big Bang Theory. You know, huge, massive explosion in space, friction, heat, everything else, bang, and suddenly we've got all these planets. You know, a lot of scientists say that evolution doesn't exist, but if you look at how we have evolved as a people, we have learned, yes, and the Mayans, going to come to those in a minute, the Incas, the Mayans. You know, when you look at how technology is advancing, where we were 10 years ago, where we were 20 years ago, where we were in the 70s or 60s and 70s with computers. Computers weren't small like they are today. Computers used to take up the size of an average house. You know, but they only had like 2 megabytes of memory, and that was huge. Whereas now we're in this position where we've got tiny little computer chips which can carry 400-500 terabits of data. So, yeah. Shaz, can you turn that down a bit? I'm getting a bit of feedback across the... Sorry. Shaz has got a sound on. And it's causing my feedback meter. Yeah. Yes, Mark put up, and the Mayans, but you've also got the Incas. And when you actually look at the similarities between the Mayans and the Egyptians, their pyramids are so similar. The whole way of life, their hieroglyphics, their everything is so similar. The Incas were slightly different, slightly more advanced. But again, as human beings, one night they all just disappeared and nobody knows why. So did they all leave in spaceships? Or we don't know. Just going to pop this on from Jane. There's some wonderful documentaries on Netflix. Wikipedia on the internet has thousands of pages about all of these kind of things. There are various groups on Facebook as well. No, Shaz. Yeah. This is what Mark says. I'm going to make sure it stays there until you see it.
I've seen it. I had to. I'm sorry.
But as I say, talking about cryptozoology, what creature would you love to go and investigate? If you had a choice of anything to go and prove that it exists, there is one in Wales, the Black Man. He's like, the Yeti. There we go. There's another one. But the Black Man in Wales is said to be a black Yeti, or a black figure who's covered in long black fur, has red eyes, razor sharp teeth, and razor sharp claws. Yeah. Do you really want to go and meet him, shake his hand, and then find that you've left your hand behind in his because he's cut it off? There are so many. Mothman, yeah. Bigfoot, yeah. There are so many different types of, science calls them mythological creatures. Okay, how about the unicorn? Excuse me a minute. So, why can't the unicorn be on that list? As we have amazing creatures that live in the sea that have a huge long tusk, a narwhal. Not many people see it, but they do exist. We have. Sorry, I'm just reading. Yeah, big game hunters often. Yeah, Sasquatch, Chupacabra. Yeah. Yes, the Owlman. But also, people in California talk about there's this being that floats across the sky. And kind of just, don't know. Yeah, Pegasus. Just because it's in the stories of old, from Greek mythology and things like that. Why can't it be true? Yeah. There are so many things out there. It's it's something a little bit different. So yeah. I've just read it here. Cryptozoologists often show their disdain and even hatred for professional scientists, including those who enthusiastically participate in cryptozoology, which traces back to the early rage against the critics of cryptozoology. The fact that all these scientists jumped up there and said, oh yes, we'll join in. And then when these things started being noticed, it's like, well, unless you've got positive proof and actual real proof, we can't actually say it exists. So to most scientists, they don't exist. Excuse me. They call cryptozoology a pseudoscience. They call ghost hunting a pseudoscience. They call ufology a pseudoscience because they don't believe these things exist. Yeah. I'm going to throw another one out there. The black-eyed people at Cannock. It's you go to Cannock or Cannock Chase, but you go to where the old castle used to be on Castle Ring, just up the road from the pub. And people have said they have seen the black-eyed children standing in a ring, which would have formed the outer wooden wall of the old castle. Just because we don't see it with our own eyes, just because people don't see it with their own eyes, it doesn't exist. My mum's like that. If my mum can't see it, she doesn't believe in it. So I said to her, why are you still alive? She goes, what? I said, you can't see the air you breathe, but you do. She goes, you got me on that one.
Is he pissed? Oh dear.
I don't know. No. I'll have a look. I just whilst I'm sat here, I've got Google on my other screen. I'll have a look, Mark. No. Yes. I found a song on YouTube called Momo. Just because we can't physically see things, science comes along and goes, oh, sorry, that doesn't exist. When we look at, we see an odd shape in the sky at night. It blocks out all the stars. What is it? No, it's not a tree. It's not a tree. It's in the sky and it's huge. Because we don't know what it is, it's a UFO. But science will come along. Oh, it was a plane. It's a test flight for NASA. They're doing this, that, and the other, which has happened so many times before. And it's got to the point now where everything has to be explained, and unfortunately, it's heading that way for a paranormal world as well. That too many people want it all explained before they'll believe. Because they don't believe in it, it doesn't exist. So they're going to remain a skeptic for the rest of their life. Fine, carry on with it, but don't come running. But I will say to a lot of people, when it goes bump in the night, and you come running back to go, help, my house is haunted. Because you've denied the fact that.
Can you shut that down a bit? Because Sue thinks that's my artwork.
Yeah. When things go bump in the night. Hi, Craig. Welcome. When things go bump in the night and people can't explain what's going on, it gets quite. That's what I'm looking for. Interesting. Because suddenly they've gone from being in the negative to being in the positive. I spend a lot of time working and photographing 4x4s, Land Rovers, Jeeps, all this kind of thing, racing. I've seen them do things which are normally physically impossible. I've seen them climb up vertical walls. Now, if you 20 years ago, if somebody had said to me that in 10 years' time, or 20 years' time, you're going to see a vehicle climb up a vertical wall with no winch, no nothing, I'd have gone, yeah, right, whatever. But I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I know someone who's does quantum physics, and they currently say that it has no place in spirituality, because for them, there's so many things in quantum physics that can still be scientifically explained. Right, now, see, we've just done that, and we're going, slipped into ufology a bit. Here's one for you. Did the moon landing take place? Because that's going to lead to the question for the giveaway to win a pendulum. But what I will say is, team members are not allowed to enter this one. We're going to throw this one out for the general public, not for team members. So I have a pendulum here. It's been made by me. It's been cleansed and blessed. Okay. The question is, where will you find the Sea of Tranquility? And you don't message it in chat, because I will delete you and your comment. Message Shazzy Jennings, please, stabbed in the back, if you know the answer to the question. Where will you find the Sea of Tranquility? But unfortunately, sorry, team members are not allowed to answer. Yep. No, I can't pin it. Hang on. I've got message. There we go.
Are we doing a random generator?
I will on Friday morning. No, Thursday evening. I've retyped it. Okay, so it's now a pinned comment. So yes, where will you find the Sea of Tranquility? One winner will be chosen using a randomizer, and an admin will be in touch with you at some point to get details of how to get it to you. I've just had a message from one of our sponsors, which is Jimmy Pearson. I sent him a bracelet because he's been really quite stressed at work, doing bits and pieces. He works in the middle of the English Channel, basically going backwards and forwards on a ship. And he'd been a bit down, so I made him a bracelet. Made him a man's bracelet with lava beads, and I got a beautiful gold feather, which to me was quite poignant for where Jimmy is. So I'm just reading the message, and he's just saying thank you. He got home from work 3 hours late. He was so tired after being out, out in the channel in the middle of that storm that hit last night, and it just meant it just made it so much harder for them. All these sailors that are out, whether they're ferrying passengers across the channel, whether they're you know, whatever they're doing in the channel, whether on tankers, freight, you know, whatever, you know, just please try and keep them in your thoughts over the next couple of days. You know, he was back out again today, and they've got rough seas again. So, you know, it's, you know, it is hard work. So, you know, I just want to throw it out there to you guys, like, please, just keep Jimmy in your thoughts, and all the crew that he works with, and everybody else who's out and about, not just the English Channel, but in all the seas around Britain at the moment, because it's been absolutely battered by this storm. You know, when we're so far inland, we sometimes forget what's going on around the coast, so to speak. You know, I've lived on the coast. I lived in Devon for 3 years. I know what the storms are like. You know, I've seen the result of dangerous floodwater and everything else. So yeah, it's really hard. So yeah, please, just, that's kind of brought a somber note back to me about just what it's like for him. So yeah. So yeah, I'll show you. This is the prize for the giveaway tonight. It is a pendulum. Instructions will be sent with it on how to use it. The giveaway will be drawn tomorrow evening. I'll do a live tomorrow night just for this. Everybody who enters will be allocated a number, and then that number will be fed into a random generator, and then it will be set to choose. Send answers to Shazzy. Do not put them in chat, please, because they will be deleted by our moderators. So yeah, what was I was talking about? What was I talking about? Oh, what's on that? No, being on the coast, phantom ships. You know, myth or magic, you decide. You know, phantom coaches. You know, there's a lovely one in Coventry that goes up the A45. It's an absolutely fantastic one. There's actually a pub called the Phantom Coach, and this horse-drawn coach with 6 stallions runs through their car park. It's absolutely fantastic. It's been seen and heard by quite a few different people. So yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. Right, Shazzy did something painstakingly for 7 hours. She loves doing her 5D pictures, and we had a special one printed, and here it is. Sorry? I didn't throw it. You'll see it when it comes up in a minute. So yeah, it's something very, very special. This one is unique. Nobody else in the world has this one. Look at this. That is a 5D diamond print with our logo. You know, it took Shazzy 7 hours. The stars that are where are we? Here, there were 3 stars on the logo. You can still see it actually on the logo on the screen. We have since taken those out because there's more than just 3 of us now. When we first started SIB, there was only 3 of us. So the stars just represented the members. But we made a decision in September, I think it was, to remove the stars. So yeah, so there we go. Yeah, so we're going to get a frame for it, so it'll sit there in the background, possibly, and as I say, it is a one-off. It's not for sale. And it's absolutely fantastic. We go away Friday morning. We're going to a secret location. We're going away to a secret location. We're going to go and spend some time with some very good friends. Excuse me, I've just dropped the pendulum. That was clever. We're going to go and stay with some friends, one of whom we've met, one of whom we haven't met. And we're also going out on a private investigation with them as well. So that is something we are looking forward to this weekend. Then we should be back doing lives either Monday or Tuesday, like this. And also, excuse me, I think it's next Friday, I'm hoping to pick on Jimmy and invite Jimmy into the studio to come and join me for something completely different. And it's going to be totally random. I will email Jimmy some questions to kind of pre-warn him the kind of questions I'm going to ask, so he can think of his answers. But what I might do is just totally put him on the spot and go, right, we're not doing that. So we'll wait and see. But somebody else I'd really like to bring into our new chat channel on a Friday evening. It's going to be Mark Green. Mark is a paranormal investigator. He works with Ellie Boiling down at the Haunted Dolphin Hotel in Littlehampton. Mark is going to be there when we go down for our public event on the 21st of March. I'll let you answer Cheryl's question. When we go down on the 21st of March this year, we have a public event. We have space for up to 50 people to come. Unfortunately, all the rooms in the hotel have been sold for the night. There is a travel lodge just up the road. So, that's an absolutely fantastic place. If you have a camper van, because it's by the seaside, there are various campsites, bits and pieces around where you can go and spend the night if you bring your camper van, motorhome, tent, whatever. So yeah, we're looking forward to this. This is our first big event of this year. You get the opportunity to hopefully come and meet most of the team and some of the associates, which will be absolutely fantastic. We're looking forward to it. Cool. Yeah. Mark, what I'd have to do is send you a link, and then if either on a laptop or your mobile phone, you basically it sets the studio up and you click the link, because this software all works from a web browser. So it's something a little bit different. So I'd send you a link, you'd open up the link, and then I could bring you into the studio, and then we go from there. As Mark says, there's loads of places to stay in Littlehampton. It's £30 for our public event, because Ellie is doing us an amazing price. We've just got, we've had to take it. We're taking out new insurance for this year, so a couple of our prices have a couple of things have changed. But for £30 for a full night's investigation, and the more people we have, the easier it will be for everyone. But if we can get 50 or 60 people, that would be absolutely fantastic. And it'd be a great send off for Ellie as well, because I think it's probably going to be Ellie's last investigation down at the Dolphin. Come sing around the camper. You might upset the other campers, JJ, because it's going to be about 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. And I think that time on Sunday, some of the people might not appreciate it. So yeah, so we have lots of things happening. He says, twiddling his thumbs, playing with a piece of wire between a pair of pliers. We have we got things happening. I am doing. Where's he gone? I'm doing a new range of necklaces, which I've ordered some new. I'm having some pendulum stones cut and drilled and then eyed, little brass eyes, for my new project. Now, this one's in a cage, but it does work because I've already tried it. Now, imagine you've got a necklace. Okay, really nice looking necklace like this one, absolutely stunning. You come along, you go to an event. Oh, I haven't got my pendulum. It's not in my bag. Oh, yes, I have. How about this? Look. Little clip here. Undo that. You've got your pendulum. Okay, but because it's your pendulum, it's already tuned to you because it's been against your body, so it's been tuned into your heart pulse and everything else. It knows who you are, and it'll work. So for me, my positive is a backwards and forwards swing. My negative is it goes static, and for a don't know, it swings left and right. So, here we go. Is my name Steve? And as you can see, it is swinging backwards and forwards. Do I work with stabbed in the back? So again, another positive. Am I a girl? No, I'm not a girl. So yeah, it works. But then, of course, but when you've finished, you just put it back around your neck, like whatever. Clip it on. You've got your necklace back that's in tune to you. Where's it gone? There it is. In tune to you, back around your neck, and off you go. You don't leave it behind because it's part of you. It's part of your jewelry for the night. Something a little bit different. So yes, I am working on, as I say, new pendulum ideas, getting some new stones cut, bits and pieces. At the moment, I don't have a price for them because I'm still playing with chain lengths. Like this is a 22-inch chain, and it's different. So just working out the cost of the crystal beads, the cost of the crystals, everything else. Each one will be cleansed, so it will be cleansed with salt, and then it'll be cleansed with oil, then salt. But of course, it'll be dried in between each application, and then it will be either put into a little, what do you call them, bag, these bags, or into a box. I'm not quite sure yet, and then personalised for everyone. See you soon, Craig. Take care, mate. Stay safe on those roads, please. I'll talk to you soon. So yeah. Yeah, Shazzy has got she's got one of the opalites that I made, and you know, when we like things that I make, we still put the money into the business because we need to. Let me just. This one's really special. This one. There we go. It's got that beautiful rose mount on the back. It's opalite, but then this dropper here is opal. So you've got two. It's opal and white howlite. So you've got two opal beads, then a rhinestone spacer, but the two top and two bottom are white howlite. So something different. But one of the things I've been doing with these, just having a play, is putting in magnetic clasps, because I know a lot of people with fibro, the lobster clips get painful, and not sometimes you can't do them. So I'll just give that one back to Shazzy. So yeah, something a bit different. People keep sending me links to other people's lives, and it's kind of, you know, when I'm live and I'm sometimes you can't do them. So I'll just give that one back to Shazzy. There we go. Turn the sound off. So yeah, something different. I'm not sure yet what crystals I'm getting, because the guy that does them for me, he said I'd do a job lot of probably 12 or 16, and then we'll see what there is. There are loads of bits and pieces on that one. I'll just change the ticker at the bottom. So there's new arrivals on my Facebook page, Facebook group, Blue Drew Sales. If you haven't joined and you want to go and visit that group, apply to join, and you'll be able to view all of the jewelry. Everything is on there. It all has its postage and packing added. It varies on each item. The most expensive ones, like that opalite, the larger pendant, it's £3 delivery, because they tend to come with a registered delivery. So, and also I've got some lamp glass as well, lamp work pendants made from glass, which a friend makes, and they're also sent recorded delivery. So there's something special as well. But there's earrings on there. At some point in the future, the new pendulums will be on there. So it's going to be slightly different to a normal pendulum. So you see, this is a normal pendulum. Yeah. Sorry. Shazzy said something, read such and such. I tend to read the comments later now, because I've got 10 million billion things going on in my head. So yeah, tomorrow night at about 8 p.m. I'll be doing the giveaway draw live. We'll set the camera up, so hopefully it'll point at the monitor on this side, so that you can see the random generator done properly and live, so you guys can visually see it. And then we'll announce the winner live. So yeah. I've totally lost where I was. Sorry, it's just with what Jimmy posted, it's just totally thrown me. Yeah, Jimmy's back out again, I think tomorrow, so it's going to be, I don't really want to say it's going to be an up and down day for him, but I think it's going to be up, down, left, right, backwards, forwards, side to side, rolling around, you know. I take my hat off to the ladies and gents of the Merchant Marine, the Merchant Navy, because without them, we wouldn't have the things in our shops. We wouldn't have holidays. We wouldn't have, you wouldn't have your cruise.
What was that? It turned into tomato.
Sorry about that. That was that was me. That was it just stopped Shazzy dead, and it stopped me dead as well. So this is what fibro does to me. It kills my hands, and then my joints seize, and then they pop, and they pop really loudly. So JJ, I will have a look at what you messaged me earlier. But where my mindset is at the moment, my design head comes back on Tuesday because at the moment it's disappeared because of getting things ready for the weekend, making sure all the kit's charged, making sure we're charged, making sure everything else is ready. So just want to say thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you for sharing. We'll look a bit more in depth into cryptozoology, ufology, ghost hunting, these kind of things as the year goes on. We might even what I'll probably do is do a whole load of research about, say, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call him, and then we'll do a live based on that, and then we'll do one on, say, Chupacabra. We can also look at things like the pyramids, Sanskrit, hieroglyph, those picture words. I can't say them.
Hieroglyphics.
You all know what I mean. So, and now that there'll be a couple of lives during the day, and then we'll probably just rerun it in the evening for those that haven't been able to see it live during the day. Hello, Lydia. Skinwalkers. I'm going to pull some of my books out from back here and see what I can find. Also, I've got a couple of other friends who've got loads of books on things like that. So yeah, it's good. Thanks, Mark. I wish I could go to the dentist. I keep applying to the dentists in Rugby, and they keep telling me they're full. So at this rate, I think I'm going to end up going to the PDSA myself. So there we go. We're good, Lydia. We've had a good live, and it's been nice to talk about things which aren't necessarily the norm for the paranormal. So yeah, we'll get Jimmy on. We'll get Mark on probably a month after that. Somebody else I want to get on is a guy called Dexter. He lives in Australia. He's in Perth. Good friend of Jimmy's. We've met him through various other events we've been involved with. And then also what I'd like to do is get a couple of other people involved. People like, I know Louise wants to be involved, talking about the paranormal, and how we moderate for our team. Little things we've had to shake up. I'd love to get Lydia on here, but I think we'll probably get Lydia when we go and do a live with her. All right, Chuck. We'll get Lydia on a proper paranormal live, I think, and we'll just go and do something that way. So there'll be myself, Lydia, Shaz. We're kind of having a founders weekend. Lydia's been a part of Stabbed in the Back since more or less since it started, but she's only recently been a team member. She's been a team member now for 4 months, but she's done so much work for us in the background, and she, as I say, she's been there since day one. She just hasn't. She's helped us so much with locations and just been there when we need someone to run to. And same as for her, when she needs someone to talk to, we've been here as well. She probably saw the post, having a chat for an hour and a half at midnight with the owners. Absolutely fantastic. But that's what we're here for. And we're here for anyone. You want to have a rant, we're here. So yeah, we're good. Anyway, we're going to go. Don't have nightmares, and we'll see you soon. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Good night.